That's a fair ball, and it's to the fence.
Oh, and a goal.
Walking in front of him, he's inside the 10.
Oh, blocked from behind.
But off the glass, no problem at all.
Tip, one for the cradle.
Got locked up.
One guy that's got an angle on it, and he cuts back on it. The tip ball. That couldn't grab a
He's
ball.
fly to right field against the wind. It's out of here.
Carries it. We're tied at 19.
You said fourth in scoring, third in rebounds, and first in steals. So Rother's all over the court, and she definitely has a lot of Warrior pride, and I'm excited to watch the Antonucci and Rother matchup tonight.
Claire DeHamel doing a great job for the Braves at the point guard position, handling out 4 assists a game, so definitely setting the table offensively for what the Braves hope to accomplish in the game.
Yeah, it's all about the first pass and how the team's going to execute, and you got to have a good point guard who's going to lead your team to a good win and have a good, set the tone on the court. So, like I've said, Glenn, and I feel like I'm repeating myself, it's going to be an exciting matchup, and this is going to be a good one.
The Lady Warriors having a great season, as I mentioned, 7-1, 10-3 overall. They trail league leader Madeira. Lady Amazons leading the conference currently, and Mariemont lost to the Lady Amazons by 2 points a couple weeks ago, and earlier in the season had beaten them by 1. So they definitely have been competitive in their losses. The Lady Braves more up and down this year. They've had some games where they've been competitive, and obviously, as we said, 5 wins overall, but some games where they lost by a pretty significant margin as well.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at the roster right now, it looks like they've got 3 seniors. So it's a youth movement at Indian Hill, so we'll see how it works out.
Okay, well, we're just about getting set for the opening tip here in the middle of the court. Lauren James will handle the jump for the Braves, and Sydney Seeger, who is a senior, will handle things for the Braves. Our referee, Kyle Creech, just about to put the ball up and get things underway in CHL girls varsity basketball action here from Mariemont High School. Here we go, we're underway. And the Warriors will control the opening tip. Quick drive to the basket, and there's a quick 2 points for Ashley Rother. Didn't take us long to call her name tonight.
That was great by Seeger there, Glenn. Coming in at 6 foot, she's going to have to control the boards and control the
Paint.
Indian Hill going to work the ball around the perimeter. That's Claire DeHamel, who we had talked about just a moment ago, setting things up offensively. She's going to move over to that left wing. As Indian Hill tries to find something open on the perimeter. DeHamel thought about a 3-point shot, then thinks about driving in. She's going to back out and reset the offense. Indian Hill doing a good job so far moving on offense. Not a lot of standing around. Going to reset again. Mariemont playing inside that pack line pretty tight, not offering a whole lot of room for anything. Baseline drive, going to kick out. Shot's going to go up from about 5 feet. Definitely moving better on both sides of the floor. Indian Hill struggling to find some way to get anything going offensively inside the 3-point line. They're not going to be able to rely on that shot all night.
I want to see more screens from the Braves, Glenn. I feel like there's just not a lot going on as we see another steal from the Warriors, number 10, Jaxie Brockkamp.
An easy bucket. And Indian Hill is going to take a timeout. Head coach Jim Prue somewhat frustrated with his squad right now as they can't seem to get anything going.
I feel like there's a lot of stuff going on in transition, bad passes. The Braves really need to pass fake more and get the Mariemont defenders in the air or offset so they can find those open passing lanes.
I can take a look at our last.
You said being at the last full month of the season, teams know what you do, know what your strong suit is, know who your best player is, and they're going to attack that player hard. So Indian Hill's got to come up with a way to get other people scoring and be able to stop Rother.
Good ball movement that time for the Braves, cutting through that defense. James lays it in.
That's the way to break a zone press, Glenn. Pass, 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 and they did a great job of passing it down 3 or 4 passes and get the easy bucket.
It's all about keeping your eyes up and anticipate when the pass is coming to you, right?
Yeah, you can't always fall for those fakes, and that was great. Just great ball movement. I was very pleased with that.
Rother thinks about a baseline drive, kicks it out on the perimeter. Brokamp puts up a tray that won't go. Indian Hill will settle things down, a little slower pace. Need to find more movement here for Indian Hill. James is kind of set up on the low block down there, not moving a whole lot. They're going to have to find a way to get her open. She's back up now, and then another deflection by Rothert. Alzubi comes up with it.
I would like to see James be more active in the post. She's got a size advantage on the defense, and I would like her to take it, but there's another bad pass by the Braves.
Yeah, ball control is certainly an issue. Speaking of ball control, Brokamp was holding up there to let her offense catch up and nearly had it picked from behind. There's a shot comes up from the left wing, will not fall. Rebounded by the Braves.
I like the defensive rebounds, Glenn. As we're looking at your website, it says the team averages just 2 a game, so they need to rebound the boards hard.
DeHamel goes coast to coast and gets the lay-in, cuts the deficit down to 2 at the 4:25 mark of the opening quarter here from Mariemont High School. Mariemont looking to be a little more patient this time as the shot goes up from 15 feet. Seeger tried to put that up, and she's fouled by DeHamel, who I believe is going to pick up foul number 2. Amy Prue set to check in for the Braves after the first free throw.
So drive and a great finish. Way to use the left hand and coast to coast.
First free throw falls through, 7-4. The free throw line is Sydney Seeger. Second one rattles in, 8-4.
When half your points are from the free throw line, you can't complain about that, Glenn.
Yeah, seen some bad free throw shooting around some teams this year, so it's nice to see a little bit of consistency from the free throw line, at least in the early going.
Yeah, you're telling me.
Good shot at the Indian Hill bench. Both teams looking to have a little more depth on the varsity bench than we saw in the JV game earlier.
Great pass.
Yep. Pass inside, off the glass for Brokamp.
That's why Rothert leads the CHL in assist. Girl's a great deep pass in there to find her open teammate.
10-4 now. Braves needing to find some points somehow. Relentless defense being applied by Kayla Dewey. Indian Hill just can't find anywhere to get set up and try to get their offense working. But Mariemont defense is getting after them from the get-go.
And there's just no patience. They're all leaving it up to number 23, Claire DeHamel, and she's just trying to do everything, and her teammates aren't getting open. Her teammates got to get open and find.
As the offense goes to work. Three-pointer won't hit the rim for Rothert, rebounded by the Warriors, though. They're doing a great job of coming up with these offensive boards so far tonight.
I've noticed a lot, Glenn, for the Braves, it's more of a look and find the ball more than find a man and put your body on them. I feel like that's the most important part of rebounding, and you have to do that. If you're not going to touch the other guy, then there's no point.
Last shot went up by Danielle Bryan, would not fall, and there's a foul called. Underneath, that'll be the third team foul on the Braves. Kaufman's first free throw bangs off the front of the iron. Great shot there of Kaufman. Second shot right through the nylon. 11-4 Warriors.
5 of 6, can't complain.
Most coaches will take that nowadays.
Ooh, that was a close travel, but
wide open. Oh, passed up a wide open three. That's going to result in a turnover. There's Rothert struggling, comes up with it, quick pass. And nice save underneath by Indian Hill. Assume that's Megan O'Brien wearing number 4, but had her foot on the baseline. So the Warriors will get the ball underneath their own basket. Quick three-pointer coming up from the right side, and nothing but net for Kendall Dewey. Dewey was wide open and made the most of that look. 14-4. James in the corner. Back up top to Vollmer. Ryan tried to pass it over. I don't know if she tried to shoot that or pass it, but it was deflected and taken away by the Warriors, who are back down in their offensive half court quickly. There's Rothert wide open in the corner. Boy, you can't leave her alone open like that very long, huh?
Yeah. I mean, with her being an all-around player as she is, they have to face guard her, and they got to slow her down.
Off the hands of Natachoni. Be a turnover. Braves will get the ball in front of their own bench. 14-4, 48 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. Braves struggling for answers offensively.
The Braves really got to be more deliberate on their pass selections, and they got to have more ball fakes and shorten the passes. That was a really long pass. Shorten passes and really find that open man, and they got to move the ball a lot better.
Nobody's coming back to help or trying to get away from their defender to take a short pass.
Author picks up her first.
Looked like a little bit of a shot put from over there on the left side of the basket.
Rothert in a little bit of shock after that call, which most players usually are. They won't admit to committing the foul, but.
Who, me? I didn't do that.
No.
Nina Price, the junior at the free throw line for the Lady Braves. First shot on the way. Rattles in and out. Score holds. Caleb Dewey checks back in for Rothert, who will take a seat. Grab a drink of water here in the closing seconds of the opening quarter. Price's second shot on the way. All that noise from one student. Only wanted to play screaming. Everybody heard him.
I think he'd be a good part of the band, Glenn.
Gotta like the spirit. Mariemont doesn't look to be playing for the last shot. They're going to be aggressive. Saw Lane. Did Brokamp. Had it tipped away.
If I'm Indian Hill here, I'm patient and work it down about 5 or 6 and then run a play and try to get the bucket before the buzzer sounds.
Well, I think they're going to have to find a way to get James more involved down in the low post. And part of that's going to have to do with her moving a little bit more, I think.
I'd agree, Glenn.
She's just been running low block to low block, and the ball's never getting anywhere to her. That was a steal, and Brokamp tries the layup, but the horn sounds right as she lifted her foot off the ground. So at the end of one, it's 14-5. And right now, Indian Hill struggling to find answers offensively after 8 minutes of play.
Yeah, Glenn, and as you said, you want to see James more active, and I definitely agree. She's, for her size, being 6 foot, 5'11", she's got to be able to seal those Mariemont defenders, and she's got to demand the ball. That's where it all starts. If they're not going to demand the ball, then they're not going to give it to her. So she's got to demand the ball and really create a presence in the post.
And it's really, don't want to blame her too much. That's obviously, it's a pretty simple offense they appear to be running. You know, she's supposed to be running, you know, across the lane, low.
Just not a lot clicking, Glenn. I would have liked to have seen O'Brien take it to the hole there. She had an open lane, get the and one, but she decided to pull out, and that Mariemont defense is just so tough. It's going to be hard to break.
Long pass. Speaking of long passes, by Mariemont. Dewey had a look there, elected to try to work the ball around. Turnover. Braves come up with the ball, get it down into their offensive half court quickly. Once again, that defense is in your face. Not a lot of room to work there for Vollmer. Trying to go inside, all kinds of defense, find somebody on the other side of the lane, but shot would not fall down. It's a missed opportunity for Indian Hill once again. Finally getting some action down in the low post.
Yeah, and they're definitely needed, and they got to be able.
Hill on offense. Al-Zubi loses the handle on it, though. There's going to be a struggle for control on the floor, and a jump ball was called. It never looked like anybody really had possession.
You know, the ref, he patted his hand, so there must have been contact from both teams at one point, but I'm not a fan of that call, Glenn. I think there should have been a foul on Mariemont, but we'll see what Mariemont can do while getting possession back.
Looked to me like Al-Zubi actually had her hands around the waist of the Mariemont player, though, so I guess you could argue that one both ways. But three-pointer.
As we've learned, Glenn, we might be wrong, but refs never are.
That's right. Rother's shot went up, was no good, rebounded by Seeger, who couldn't get her shot to fall either. Al-Zubi over to Price. James from about 15 feet, elects to go up with it. Shots way high and off the mark. Rothert finally comes up with the rebound for the Warriors. They're going to push the ball down offensively. Dewey, 3-ball. Off the side of the iron, no good. Rebounded by James.
Rothert is just relentless on defense.
And James kicked that one back to Prue. And Rothert was right there to deflect it out of bounds. And Mariemont's going to come up with possession of this ball underneath their own basket. They have a 10-point lead, 4:28 remaining in the second quarter.
I'd watch for them to set a screen for Dewey and her get open for a three.
Seems to be the flavor du jour.
Or Rothert.
Or Rothert. Indian Hill's going to have to make an adjustment defensively. They keep giving Mariemont these open threes, and Mariemont's making more than they're missing at this point.
In front of what it looks like, Glenn, Indian Hill has the depth. I think they've got to go man-to-man face and just face everyone, and like don't let your man catch the ball. That's the best way to describe it.
Alzubi baseline. Kicked it out to James. James took the shot up and was fouled, so she'll go to the free throw line and shoot a pair.
And that's what you want to see, Glenn. You want to see your bigs and your pokes go up in the paint and go to the free throw line.
That's why they're down there, right?
Exactly.
Feeding the ball, let them go up. If they get fouled, send them to the line. That shot off the back iron, though.
But you got to make it.
Ballmer checks back in for the Braves. Brokamp for the Warriors. Shot number 2 on the way for James. High arc, no good. Got the bounce off the back iron. She'll get her own rebound, though. Get to the easy way. 20-9 now. Rothert drives in. Feeds it down low to Brokamp, who's fouled as she went up. Brokamp will go to the line and shoot a pair. She's a 5'5" guard and is a senior. Great shot. Brokamp. Nothing but net. Second shot rolls out. This last going to be touched by Bryan of Mariemont underneath. That'll be Braves ball.
Up to a 1-2-1-1. I'd like to see a trap here.
Double. Alzubi picked it up and then tried to dribble again.
I like the idea, but that 1-2-1-1 is going to be tough to break because those first two defenders are all
more than that to deny Rothert.
Yep, and I'm not sure what the full call with halftime and being in just a minute. I'd save those for the second half. I'd use a 30, get the girls some water, and they got it definitely going into halftime, make some adjustments, and see how they can stop the Mariemont attack because right now it's not working.
Don't disagree with you, but I think at this point you've got to try to save the psyche of your team the best you can. As we've talked about, it's been an up and down year for Indian Hill. They're 5-4 in the league, 5-9 overall. They've had some tough losses in terms of margin of defeat. So probably just a good opportunity to have everybody catch their breath, sit down, try to avoid the silly fouls, and just talk about how they can make some progress here in the last 70 seconds of this quarter.
Yeah, Glenn, and with there only being 3 seniors on the team, there's probably not a lot of varsity experience, and the varsity speed is just so much higher than the JV or the freshman level speed is. So these girls are probably trying to get adjusted to that, and they're a young team. They're rebuilding. I can see them being a force to be reckoned with in a few years when some of these girls have varsity minutes under their belt, and they know how to play at the varsity level.
Kyle Evans with a nice shot of Ashley Rothert. She's a 5'8" senior guard. Free throw will not fall, but rebounded by Mariemont. They'll kick it out.
Julie's open.
Work that offense. There's Rothert wide open, nobody there. She's going to drive in, puts one up in the lane. It won't fall. Rebound underneath and a foul. Yeah, Indian Hill just cannot make that adjustment, as Jaden James has called for that foul. Just not able to make that adjustment defensively to get out there. They're getting caught underneath, out of position, and allowing Mariemont to have those wide open looks. Rother's free throw is good. Mariemont cheerleaders on hand tonight, rooting on their classmates. Second free throw is good. Substitution for Mariemont. Kayla Dewey checks back into the game. Remember, she's a perimeter threat. Warriors laying back in a 2-3 zone, setting it up kind of high. Indian Hill trying to dribble right through it. It's going to evolve into a trap. Indian Hill will maintain possession right in front of the Warriors bench.
And dribbling, you can't dribble through a zone. Really, it's very hard to. And Mariemont's kind of relaxed the defense instead of the man-to-man. But we see another just bad passing by Indian Hill has really been their vice tonight.
No, and going back to that zone point, it's when it's starting to collapse like that too into that trap, then you're not going to dribble through 2 players unless you've got a really strong step-through move, and even then it's going to be a chore. Nice job by the Braves of hanging on to possession there, but ball stolen right out of the hands.
Got to be strong with the
by
ball.
The Warriors. Adachoni came up with it and brought it down. Can't convert down at the other end, and that's going to be another Indian Hill foul. No, actually, that's going to be on Mariemont. Excuse me. Adachoni picks up number 2, the team's 4th of the half.
If Indian Hill wants to break the zone, and then if Mariemont keeps trapping, there's going to be an open person. If 2 people are on one person, there's obviously got to be the open person. So you have to look for that open teammate. That's the end of our half.
Indian Hill had just a few seconds, and they weren't able to do a whole lot with it. Your halftime score: Mariemont 34, Indian Hill 9. We thought that Mariemont would have a little bit of an advantage in this game, and they've definitely proven us right so far. So we appreciate you tuning in to ICRC-TV Sports CHL Girls Basketball action. Catching up with a few of the highlights here from the first half.